there you go. Star Wars Outlaws. Less than a month. It is now 39th in
It's
most popular PlayStation games list.
It almost fell out of the top 40, which I was laughing.
So this all but confirms, doesn't it? That Star Wars is dead, like unequivocally. Of course,
Star Wars is dead. Ubisoft is dead. Big studios that bought into DEI baloney sausage are dead. Star Wars Outlaws is one of those games that nobody asked for. Nobody wanted a chickified Han Solo. And that's what this is. This is
Ma'am Solo.
Yeah, ma'am Solo. Nobody wanted it. So there you go. Look, if 60% of your audience is male and you make an inadequate female-based Star Wars game, you know what's going to happen. It's going to get zero support. This thing visually was complete garbage. They made a beautiful young lady look like dog crap. There's a long list of this. I'm sorry. The model that they patterned her after was very attractive. This is, I don't know. Why does it look like you're sitting on the floor? You look. Are you okay?
Oh, I am. I'm literally like kneeling down. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
My back's hurting. We'll just roll with it, okay? Just roll with it. Forget what I'm doing.
Just forget that I'm doing chin-ups on my desk. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, no, but look,
show must go on.
It must.
just forget about me, all right? Just keep talking, Coach.
No problem. No problem. You're literally just a talking head now, though. Anyway,
it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Okay, so the top 40. Top 40 is a big deal. I mean, this game's a month old. It should be in the top 10. It should be in the top 5. This is an adventure game, a single-player campaign game with live-action components.
No, it's not just that. It's an open-world game.
Yeah, but
it's an open-world game. This should be the Ubisoft would have genuinely thought, and I do think this is the case. They would have genuinely thought, right, that this is their like GTA, 100%. It's an open-world game, they would have thought this would be like their version of GTA.
Well, it didn't work out that way.
That's awful. It's absolutely awful. So I think what's funnier, what's sort of funniest about this, right, is what's beating it at the moment. So Hogwarts Legacy, God of War Ragnarok, and Ghosts of Tsushima are a year old, over a year old, and they're beating it.
Yeah. Well, Hogwarts Legacy was the biggest game of last year, game of the year of last year. God of War Ragnarok, which is a terrible, woke, disastrous mess, is still doing really well. And Ghost of Tsushima is actually, kicking butt too. And you know what? That's a game that people genuinely love in Japan. Or is it Korea? Well, one of the Asian nations. So all 3 of those games were released over a year ago. Ragnarok, in the case of Ragnarok, I think it's 2 years old. And,
that's old now, isn't it?
Yeah. So you take a look at it, and nobody's even bothering to get the trophies. This is the thing about this PSN profiles. You guys should go check that out. Very much like True Trophies. They're both websites that train what people are collecting. And you can tell how many people are playing a game by whether or not they achieved the very first trophy, which is really like, basically, did you find the key and let yourself out of the house in Witcher 3? It's like, it's the very base thing. Could you figure out how to use the controls? That's usually the first trophy. Or successfully completed the tutorial or whatnot. And you can see there's not really that many people. So much like Concord, right? Because you have it right there for comparison. Concord, it didn't have all that many trophies either. We were able to establish, based on all of the gathered trophies and all of the different gameplay things that people had experienced, that they really only sold 25,000 copies of Concord, which is about $1 million in total sales. So, yeah.
That's atrocious.
Yeah.
But also this one.
Yeah.
Apparently only 7,000 Star Wars Outlaws owners on PSN profiles.
Right. And on True Trophies, less than 9,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's my God.
It's pathetic. It's terrible.
Well, I will say this, because I said it on my video, which I did on this, is that to be fair to Ubisoft, they are pushing their like subscription model. Yeah, so it may be that obviously a bunch of people have just played this on subscription, so they can't be tracked like that. Maybe, I don't know.
No, actually, they still can be tracked like that. In fact, that's one of the only ways they can be tracked.
That was me trying to be fair.
Yeah. Well, stop being fair.
All right, I'll stop being reasonable.
Don't be reasonable. Just keep doing chin-ups on your desk. I like that. That's a good look for you. Head on a desk. Oh, now he's standing up.
I'm back. I'm not standing up.
Oh.
I'm still on a chair, but I've just moved it around a little bit. So hopefully
all right. Okay.
My back will get a bit better. But this is just laughable. This was the biggest franchise on... the biggest franchise on Earth at one point.
Yeah.
Absolutely just atrocious. Just absolutely atrocious. Yeah, and for comparison's sake, you've got Space Marine 2 sold 2 million copies in what, 24 hours?
Yeah, well, in Black Myth Wukong sold how many in a week?
It was like, what was it, 10?
10 million.
10 million in 4 days.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, 10 million in 4 days.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, John does great work over there at That Park Place. I'm very proud to be affiliated with him with that game place. And, obviously I've written some articles for That Park Place as well. But, these are well-researched stories. The fact that all these numbers are out there, and we gather them all together to produce this kind of stuff. John, most especially. But when I look at these things, I'm like, we have facts and figures, you have hopes and dreams. And that's what I think Ubisoft has been surviving on for the very longest time. Thinking that, well, we got away with this. Let's see if we can get away with this. But every single time they try to get away with, telling an incomplete, incoherent, and or agenda-driven story, they use characters that are less engaging and less attractive in there at a time when graphics can help you produce some of the most beautiful things imaginable. And you are unwilling to do that any longer. Aesthetics are not important to you.
Just make everyone ugly.
Yeah,
gross.
Please. Yeah, let's. Hey, look, we can more effectively beat this character with the ugly hammer, and then serve that up to gamers. Now, and in comparison, you look at Black Myth Wukong. The game is gorgeous, but regardless, I'm like, Ubisoft is driving itself into the ground, and you know what? I'm not going to stop them. I don't care anymore. I'm going to wait to hear about a good Ubisoft game. And if I ever do hear about one again, I might play it. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what else do you say about this, to be fair? I mean, again, it's just the death of Ubisoft. Just the death of Ubisoft. This was one of those games that was supposed to help put Ubisoft back on the map.
Well,
it is, I mean, it's put it back on the map next to Dipshit Town.
It's bad. I mean, look, this is in the running. Consider this. Do you remember how much this cost if you bought the absolute collector's edition of like sucking?
It's like over $100, wasn't it?
It was $130. Spent $130 for this piece of dung, and then all of a sudden you are out of the top 40 in a month. The gameplay on this, the campaign play on this was relatively short as well. Not to mention the open world that you were describing earlier. You could drive across an entire planet in 7 minutes in one of those speeder bikes. That's how open world this was.
It's fantastic.
It's like you try doing that in a game. Grand Theft Auto game or Red Dead Redemption or whatever. Do you realize it takes bloody flipping forever to get across a map, and you're in a car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. Well, there you go. We'll move on from this.